Oh my goodness. He can use magic. Run away! Run away! Don't use magic, please. I call cheating. Hello guys, and welcome back to some more Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Gotta be careful here, otherwise they're gonna be a bit I might get shot by a rogue helicopter or something. You never know. You never know.
This is Zeta Team. The High Council is being overrun. We need a...
Nice, nice. Good job, my creature friends. I forgot their name. So creature friends is gonna be... I'll just tell them that means friend. Not entirely wrong. Okay, there we go. Just a think for a second. I was like seeing if there was any other white on any of the other things, but nope. Ooh.
What? Then who the fuck's in charge?
The dude who's currently trying to save the village, I guess.
All units, fall back! What about the perimeter? There is no perimeter! Everyone's dead! Just get the fuck out of here!
No one's in charge. It's funny to see how they panic. Oh. Yes, I want chaos. I am Lara Croft, the destroyer of the faller. Oh, it looks like it's gonna fall apart any second there. Speaking of. What do I do here? Can't really see. Oh. There we go. Alright, just gotta go further up.
Sun dim. In the darkness erase the world we have known. Let the shadow pass, and the light shine again on the world of our creation. Destroy any who would destroy your power and potential.
Come on. Destroy it, destroy it, come on.
Let the sun dim. The darkness erase the world we have known. Find her! You must not interfere!
This is all you can do, huh? The rifle, I'm as strong as you guys with a rifle. Next one, come on. Alright, another one down. Oh. Okay, come on. Come on. Gotta start the ritual.
And create, empower, and elevate. stop me remaking the world.
I will.
Today we take control of our destiny.
Oh my goodness. He can use magic. Run away! Run away! Don't use magic, please. I call cheating. Magic is cheating. Ow. Don't think magic is cheating. Oh boy, is he upset or something? No more ammo in this thing. Do I run into him? Maybe I hit him.
You can't match a god.
I never planned to.
I've allowed you to live.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Ouch.
Arrogant.
Ooh, that hurts.
I thought you were smart.
Come on, one more time. Okay, more knifing it, I guess.
My is mine to protect, not yours.
I steal your power? Ouch.
Arrogant.
Stop fighting me and just take the knife.
Attack all you want, but that will only make me stronger.
Ouch. Oh. Stop using magic.
Arrogant.
You're glowing less and less, dude. And I'm glowing more and more. Oh. Uh-oh. Here we go. This should be the last one. Come on, you're glowing more again. How many times is this gonna happen? Ow. Ah, run away, run away. Please stop attacking me. Ow, 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 ow.
Shoot a god.
Oh no, he's a bit upset. Come on, one more time, come on. How many more times do I have to do this? Okay, got him.
I'm sorry.
Protect my titi.
I will.
But not in the way you want me to. Now she probably gets the choice to pick between her dad and the world that is now. Maybe even her mom.
To claim her treasure, the adventurer, Lara Croft, must outwit the king.
Outwit the king? I think the king might have something to say about that.
My loves, will you hold still for a second?
Yes, my white queen. One.
Can I see?
Of course. There's you, and me, and your dad.
Where are we?
Hawaii.
With this key and the silver box, we can remake the world. Without weakness, rooting.
If you had that power, what would you do?
My brave girl, who is not expecting a jaguar attack.
Where shall we go next for our real adventure? I hear the Antarctic is lovely this time of year.
Dad.
Oh no, well then perhaps the salt flats of Utah.
Oh, Richard.
I know where we're going.
You do?
Hawaii.
Oh yes, yes, that could be really nice. Well, in that case.
Goodbye, Mom. Goodbye, Dad.
No. You're my research assistant.
Oh yes, you're quite right. I'm sorry, but I'm almost got myself.
I request that you bring me to the museum.
Well, I think that can be arranged, and by your new schedule.
When the catastrophes come, the god Kukulkan must be sacrificed to power the sun. Otherwise, the world dies. Sacrifice a god? The sacrifice is my duty. But if my training fails me, the Crimson Fire will guide me and hold me to my promise.
I like this world. It's not perfect. But everything I love now is in it.
After today, the eclipse will no longer represent us. We keep the sun, but you remove the shadow.
Protect Paititi. Please. Please, Lara.
I will.
Two days? Why do games do this? I want to see what happens after. Not 2 days later.
Unuratu, my mother, a warrior, a rebel, a queen. She will be venerated for generations. I miss you. Now, we will heed her spirit to reunite Paititi.
Thank you.
I mean, Paititi could adapt to technology and become its own little state or something.
Really? Missing the jungle? Off in search of the elusive fish tree?
Abby and I are headed to the coast for a few days.
I'm glad.
What about you?
I think I'll stay here for a while longer.
And restore a few more artifacts?
I don't know.
So what will you do?
I don't know. Etzli will help me figure it out. He'll let me know what Paititi needs to rebuild.
Wow.
I'm done searching. I want to be around the living.
But that's boring.
Don't you have to pack or something?
Now you are stuck with me till tomorrow.
You're welcome to stay as long as you wish, Lara. Safe travels, Jonah. Once Paititi is restored, perhaps I can join you and learn more about the world beyond Paititi.
Anytime. You
That's a
just say
great way of thinking about it. Such a
You do it,
cool
you.
kid.
If he wants to.
So, Jonah, Lara tells me you have a girlfriend.
Uh,
We will come to the wedding.
Wait, whoa.
Etzli, why don't you show me the plans for the new town?
Yes. To be here.
Okay, well. So, I guess that's the game. Alright, I'll put a graph on screen right about bam. There you go. Alright, so my feelings on the game are very mixed, as I think you can see in the graph. I like the improvements they've made to the second game and the first game through this game. The gun like aiming is less weird where it aims to the right of where you shoot. It actually is fixed in this game. They removed a lot of HUD unless you need it. I think they did that in the second game too. I don't remember that well. The setting here I actually prefer over the second game. I prefer the first game setting. Okay, so I think the best thing I can do right now is compare to the other two games, because they're all pretty much the same game to a certain extent. Okay, so the first game, you stranded on an island. You have to survive the island. Some weird stuff is happening. You fight weird creatures that are like magical, and then in the end, some kind of witch loops over the island, which is why everything kind of crashes and dies there. And boom, she learns how to climb. She learns how to essentially be the Tomb Raider. Alright, next game. She is searching for something that is connected to her father. And then she figures out Trinity is the thing. Now, that's a new enemy. I don't think it was in the first game. And then her stepmom or her dad's girlfriend, technically. Because it's not stepmom, because they never got married, I'm pretty sure. But in any case, she was part of Trinity. Her brother was also part of Trinity. And stuff happened, and Lara used her skills to survive the cold mountains in northern Russia. Don't quote me on that, I'm not quite sure. I think it was somewhere in Russia. And then she uses those skills to survive there, right? And then she gets through that, she discovers more about her dad and yada yada yada. This game is pretty much the exact same as Rise of the Tomb Raider in relation to it's focused on her dad. It is focused on something connected to her dad. It is again about Trinity. Like, this game doesn't really do a lot of new stuff in this story. It kind of just tries to take some of the older stuff and make it into another game. And then it introduces the dude who makes no sense to me. So I mean, I shouldn't be too harsh. I should try to focus on the facts first. So this is Trinity. The Trinity decided to mess with different excavation sites in hopes of finding some stuff to help Paititi, at least as the leader of Trinity, who was then recruited years and years before. Trinity existed even in the 1600s. That was established in the notes, and they've just been searching how to remake the world, according to the leader. And that was also what the second game was about, apparently. They wanted to remake the world, and maybe that has something to do with eternal life or something like that. Who knows? But the second game, you also fight, like, undead creatures that are taken out undead, too, in the end. Like the first and the second game are very, very similar in like, story progression, I guess. This game still has some kind of weird, unknown factor, the creatures that help us in the end. And that is very unique, and I enjoyed that aspect. But they always do this. Like, all games have these similar things where attuned to them is always either diving, climbing, and destroying, like, walls, I guess. Now, I would not mind as much if there weren't as many tombs to get, and I get a lot of DLC tombs. But all of them, like, were not unique. A lot of them was the same, and it was always centered around climbing. I would love for them to have done something to make each tomb unique in theme and representation and puzzle, instead of them always reusing somewhat the same stuff. As much as I disliked the drumming the music tomb, it was super, super interesting how they used that. Otherwise, there was always water puzzles, which I ended up like hating in the end because I did so many of those. It was always diving. They really loved diving in this game. In the second game, I think they loved climbing and swinging a lot. The first game, I think it was a nice in-between, you know? I think they had a lot of nice open areas and then a lot of nice climbing things, but I don't remember that game too well, so I'm not going to focus too much on that one. I will, however, say that I don't really understand Lara's character in this game. Because this is supposed to be when she actually turns into the Tomb Raider in the older games, right? When she starts to kind of learn and adapt and stuff. But she doesn't learn anything new in this game. She just does the same thing that she does in every other game. She just learns more about, essentially, herself. But she doesn't really do anything with it. So I don't really like this story at all. Like, the characters in this, some of them are cool. The kid, as an example. Unurtu, or whatever her name was, I forgot the name. She was also a pretty cool character. I already forgot the name of the bad guy leader, the Trinity's leader. Which I still think is sad that he's the leader, because he's just such a lame character. I mean, I don't mean to sound rude, but he really is. Also, the whole way of Lara landing, like, everything feels a bit rushed. I don't mean to say that, like, I like to imagine that they were like, we're gonna have a whole survival jungle thing, and then we're gonna have her find the crash site, and then we're gonna have her find the hidden city, and then we're gonna have her figure out where the box is, but it's gone. And, like, I imagine that they wrote all that down, right? But there's nothing in between those things. It's up to the player themselves to try to discover and look around the area they're in. So it makes no sense that like they were so factual about what happened in each area that they didn't even use the area. It was just that one area, and then there's side quests which are super useless and super boring. I'm just gonna say that, like, they're not fun. It doesn't have that the main story is interesting, but it's not as good as the other two games. I'll just say that right now. The story of this game is just kind of bad. Like, there's so many plot holes, so many things where you just sit there and think, how does this make any sense? And the thing is, right, you're supposed to ignore what doesn't make sense, because that's what is part of the journey. But you can't do that when it happens all the time. Like, how do you expect me to ignore those things when it happens all the flippin' time? So many plot holes, so many things going wrong. It's just completely ridiculous. Not to mention the story is also all over the place. Also, it doesn't help that it uses some skip things. And another issue with this game that I've had in the other Tomb Raider games, fast travel make me able to walk from one part of the map to the exact opposite part of the map without fast traveling. Otherwise, I will not be going there. I'm gonna be honest and say that I'm sorry if you're a viewer and you really want to see that content, but game developers need to learn that they can't just use fast travel to be cheap out on things. Like, it's getting super... Like, I appreciate fast travel, okay? I get that it's there to save time. But if I buy a product, I expect to be able to walk from one end of the map to the next. And I don't mean open world. I just mean, in some way, let me walk from one map area to the next one by a hidden passage or something. Like Dark Souls. Dark Souls does this great. You can open up different passages that opens up previously locked areas. It doesn't even have to be a door. It can be like some bushes you now figure out holes in another secret area. Or like Far Cry does even. Where you have like a little hatch that you open up and now you're in another area and you can use that hatch to get back down again. That is something these game developers who made this game didn't think about at all. They were like, oh, well, I don't think the players would want to go back to where they came from, so we just destroy everything and then woo-ba-doo-doo. And if there is a way for me to get back again, I was never told or shown how. That's all I have to say there. If I could have gone back again, I would love to you can let me know. Can you go back again? Because then I retract this statement. Because I think if you can go to every single area without that, then I would be okay with that. And don't get me wrong, okay? I get that if you go to a complete opposite part of the real world map to the next, it makes no sense you can run there. Okay, then let me go to a car. A cutscene happens where she drives the car, or no cutscene, just fade to black. Make that an option maybe. And then she gets there. Instead of just fast traveling from a campfire, make the fast travel seem like it makes sense. Because you don't just sit at a campfire and suddenly appear in another place. The immersion needs to be consistent. So if you really do want fast travel in a game like this, make it so you go to the edge of the map where it would potentially lead to a road or something. Find a vehicle, drive over there. If not, if I want to go back to Mexico, make it so I can find a plane, fly over there again. You can sacrifice a bit of immersion because saying, why would you do that if you're here to stop those guys, right? Well, yes, but it is a video game in the end. And you need to think that as long as it makes sense to a certain degree, as long as you can walk over to something that can fast travel, it makes 2 and 2 add together in the player's brain. And it makes the player think, wow, this makes sense. All right, I can appreciate this. I mean, it is fast travel, but it makes sense. You know, I go to a motorcycle to go to the town next over instead of just running all the way. Or you can go to the edge of the map, you can pretend you ran all the way, but you're going to have a loading screen or something in between. This game, for the most part, makes it so you can travel from one area to the next one time, and then you can't go back again. And it happened in some tombs too, where you literally can't go back again. I think that happened to me once, actually. So I'm not going to say tombs, I'm going to say one tomb, specifically. Where I was stuck in there, and I couldn't get out unless I fast traveled. It's just not nice when games don't really try to make everything seem a bit more seamless and make sense. And I could forgive them, right? If this was the first Tomb Raider game they made, I would be like, okay, you know, hopefully you take this feedback into heart. Your first Tomb Raider game, boom. No, this is not the first one. This is the third one, and they have done little to improve the gameplay and mechanics at all. And I don't think games have to innovate in order to keep me entertained, right? But this is exactly like the first game, but the gameplay is improved over the first and second game on a minimal level. Like, they fixed the gun thing. They probably made the climbing less janky, because I remember it being super janky in the first and second game. So gameplay, I think, is improved. Even side quests. I'm pretty sure there weren't any side quests in the second game, don't get me wrong. There's also a lot of languages and collectibles in this one. In the other, in 2, there was also a lot of, on Rise of the Tomb Raider, there was also a lot of collectibles and stuff. But here, it felt like you kind of used it more. So they're certainly up to the gameplay. And I love the areas, the mission areas too, in this game over the other 2 games. My favorite setting, though, is the first game. My favorite overall experience is the second game. My favorite, my story, I would say, is also the second game. And my favorite kind of map design and and detail in areas is probably this game. I think this game does it a bit better. This doesn't have as many unique scenes, I guess you can say, as the second game does. But I do think the whole jungle setting, if they expanded upon it more, that would have been great. But they didn't. They kind of just used in the beginning, and then they were like, this is Paititi. It's in a jungle in Peru, but it's not really, you know, in the jungle anymore. It's all about you can only explore this area, and then you go out into the wild to find tombs, I guess. And that's okay for the most part, but it's just not what I'm looking for in a game. I'm looking for a game that tries to make every single area unique, every single area interesting. That doesn't seem like it wastes my time. That doesn't seem like it ruins my immersion completely. I want to be cool. I want to be Lara Croft. I don't want to sit at a campfire and fast travel all the time just because I have a mission objective somewhere closer to another campfire. Hey. Hopefully you guys can see where I'm coming from. I'm going to stop talking about that now because you guys understand it. But this has been a thing in all the Tomb Raider games. They always thought just fast travel from a campfire to another campfire. Not really what I want to do. It's convenient. It's a nice thing to have, but at least make it so you don't have to do it throughout the whole game. That's like the least you can do. Make it so you can at least walk back and forth without using a campfire. Use a vehicle or something instead. Yeah, a road or a boat. The boat. They could use the boat. There was a boat in the pier. They even had a pier. So you just have used that one to use as a fast travel thing. Unless they did and I missed it. Which, again, is my bad if that's the case. Yeah, but otherwise, I mean, I do appreciate them not using a lot of HUD. I don't like that they have quick time events still. It's such a bad thing in games. Like, it's not necessary. It doesn't add to anything. If it is something, make it so you can't fail and it's just something you have to do to click. That makes it fun. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It makes it funny to see. Because then you hit and you don't click the button and just stop. And the enemy stares at you in a freeze frame. I don't know. There's certain games that do that. But anyway, I will say that gameplay certainly got improved. I will say that. Although, again, it's pretty much the same as the other two games. So it is still janky when you climb. Sometimes you don't really know what to climb onto. In the other games, it seemed more easy to figure that out. In this game, it seems like they have very subtle hints where they want you to go. Like, it's slightly brighter, or they have a white lights or a white paint on something. But like, there are times when they don't put anything on it, and you just kind of expect it to climb there. Because it's not a jump, right? So they wouldn't expect you to not know to go there. But I'm an idiot, okay? I need to know where to go. And I need something to guide me. Either maybe climb everything, or you need to guide me exactly where to go. Because otherwise I'm going to try to climb a lot of things that I should be able to climb, but I can't climb because you designed it that way. If you get what I mean. So it would be great if either you put nothing near me so it makes no sense for me to climb it, although there are multiple times where it made sense for me to climb things near me, or you go ahead and go, alright, we should probably make them able to climb anything that looks like this, but when they climb it, they have to figure out that they can't go this way. That could also be a way to do it. So that one way makes sense, but you waste a lot of the player's time, so I think most people would not like that. I am mixed on that idea, but I get why that is the case. You know, I get why either it would be this or the other one. Because again, if you were to do what I say and make you climb anything, that would ruin puzzles and everything, or at least it would make it harder to do puzzles. Same thing with painting everything, then the player would just be guided and they wouldn't feel like they're doing anything by themselves. So it is a hard nut to crack, but it is something that is not my problem. No, I'm sorry. It is my problem. Here's how to fix it. I don't bring things up without fixing it. Keep painting everything white that you have to climb on, because it's the only real solution unless there's some other subtle hint. Like, you can highlight them by using some kind of ability, or you can somehow, I don't know, your character looks where to go. There could also be a subtle hint as to where to actually go. So those are some hints that could be solutions to it without actually trying to paint everything. Like I said, you could also just stop placing things that look like they could be climbable next to the place. That way it would make more sense. They already sort of do that, but they also don't do it fully. But yeah, Anything else I need to touch on? I touched on story, gameplay, environment. Again, I love this game's environment. It's probably my favorite one in the Tomb Raider series. Performance, production babies. There we have production babies. Environment though, not environment. Optimization and performance. This game did pretty well. In that regard, I run it at 120 FPS almost constantly. Now there were times when it started like crazy. And you can tell that happened when it loaded up a new area. So don't blame it too much for that. It is either that or you probably got a loading screen. But I actually I don't mind it. I don't really mind it at all. It could have been worse. But because of that, there are some technical issues, because they should either have made it happen slowly, so it like hurts your performance a little bit, not all at once. What? Tomb Raider community. The first step towards rebooting the Tomb Raider franchise was taken in 2007. 11 years later, Lara Croft's imagine returning to a close. Over the period, a game developer, hundreds of passionate professionals, evolved from an untested adventurer to a survivor. We have grown alongside Lara. Thank you. High quality and cutting edge experience that you deserve. That can be arguable. Definitely arguable. Is it high quality and well crafted? Okay, I will say, compared to a lot of other games, it's high quality. I don't know about well crafted. That's kind of where my issue lies. Does it look great? Yes, but games are more than looks. And just playing the same game for a third time reminds me of the Far Cry franchise. But they changed a few things and then that's it. This is a new adventure. But this game should take notes from Uncharted. I'm just saying that Uncharted 1, 2, 3... Okay, maybe not Uncharted 1. Uncharted 1 was a bit all over the place, but Uncharted 2 and 3 and 4, the newer one, they were great adventure games. They were great Indiana Jones games. And this Lara Croft is a mix of Indiana Jones and Uncharted. Which is kind of interesting when you think about it, considering that she's kind of what Uncharted might be based on. But yeah, you know, they did a lot of Tomb Raider in the game, so they held to the title, if nothing else. But there were a lot of stupid drama too in the game that just dragged out the game big time. I don't really like when games do that. So much unnecessary drama that would just not add to the story. So anyway, all of this is exactly why I give it I think I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I mean, it's not a horrible experience. It's just there are so many small flaws in the game. Not big flaws, mind you. Like, you can play this game, you can enjoy it.
I had it all wrong.
Oh, there we go.
I thought that taking control of my life meant venturing out to do something extraordinary. I thought I had to fix everything. But the mysteries of the world are to cherish more than to solve. I'm just one of their many protectors. I'm not sure what the future has in store, Jonah. But whatever adventure's on the horizon, I can't wait to meet it.
You got to keep the bucks.
I'll try not to take myself too seriously.
Tea, Miss Croft.
Lovely. For now, it just feels good to be home.
Oh, she painted him there too. Okay. Okay, but I will say though that this game, New Game Plus, no thank you. But I will say though that this game, in the beginning, started out way better than the other games. It intrigued me way more. It had me way more interested. Because it felt like more of a linear experience. I don't know if I mean, I was kind of conflicted on this on the second game too. If the game would have been better, like following the Uncharted style, where it's not like semi-open world. It's just kind of linear. And then it's just kind of story focused. I think this game might be better going that route. Because the open world doesn't serve much of a purpose. You can hunt as Lara, you can upgrade your weapons and gear and stuff. But it doesn't really change much. It's not like I went out of my way to do a lot of side things. I just kind of got it because I was interested in reading the lore myself. And of course, improving the language stuff. Like, I will give them that I was interested in it, but I never felt like it added to the game in a meaningful way. So just appreciate it when games kind of go straight to the point instead of trying to make like a little open area. Hey, you can mess around with it if you want. And I'm like, okay, but if you put that effort into the main story and the areas in the main story, could the main story be better? Yeah, but we wanted to have this little open area you can mess around in. You know, it's not really what I want, but okay, I guess I'll just take it, I suppose. I don't have much of a choice. But ultimately, I'm sorry if you guys love the game. I don't like hating on games. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't like it. But this game is a 6 out of 10. Again, because I did not enjoy a lot of the things that they decided to do with it. Or rather, I should say, I don't like how a lot of things they decided not to do with it. They could have expanded the franchise so much more. They could even have brought an older Lara in. They could have tried to make her seem more like the one in the first like games that are getting remastered, that are remastered at this point in this video coming out. So it would have been lovely to see an older Lara trying to explore tombs again, or just her messing about, or just an actual adventure game instead of a semi-open world survival exploration game. Oh yeah, other things I could work on to improve. Crosshairs for guns. Please make it less HUD if you make another game. Like, there's too much HUD there. I don't really like it when they do that. Too much HUD is just too much for me. I don't like it at all. Like, don't get me wrong, there wasn't too much HUD in this game. It's just other games I'm thinking about now. But this specific game, just the aiming of the gun, a little bit too many HUD elements there. Just either make it a circle, or just make it like a normal like shooting thing, or just don't make it anything. It's just, you know, I don't really like that too much. Is there anything else I need to touch on? Well, I guess I should just finish up by saying, as much as I've mentioned all of this negative stuff, if you guys are interested in this game, I'm linked this in the Epic Games store, so that's why that's the one in the description. You can also find it on Steam if you want. This game is probably worth maybe €30, $30. I'd say I wouldn't pay more than that, because it really makes you do most of the work in the game. You need to have the fantasy of becoming the Tomb Raider to experience this game at its full potential. But then you also need to turn off your brain, so you don't look at the blood holes that I saw in this story. That's also something that could be very important to have. But I'm gonna finish on saying this. Not a bad game, by any means. It's not the best game I've ever played. It's not even like a... I mean, it is a decent game. I wouldn't call it a good game. But I would recommend it to people who like adventure-ish games, who have a little bit of an open world interest in games, but like maybe doesn't like actual open world games. But this has the Ubisoft thing where you look at an icon on the map, you go to the icon, and then, I mean, you get a map, then you go to the icon, then you do the thing in the icon, and the icon disappears, dumps down. I wish it disappeared completely, but it dumps down, and then that's that. You can turn off icons though. That needs to be said. You can turn off the icons, so that's a nice option. Ultimately, it's just the small things I don't like about the game, but the small things are so many that it turns into a whole rank down. Otherwise, it would have been a 7 out of 10. If it didn't have all of these issues, it would have been a 7 out of 10. Like, not all of these issues, of course. If they improve upon the story, it's better, but like, I mean, all the little things specifically. The climbing sometimes is wonky. The shooting can feel a bit weird. The fact that the dead zone of the control of the right stick was a bit weird. Some of those things is just a bit weird to me. So, all of those different things. Also, the tombs themselves sometimes felt same-ish. Those things are the things that kind of drags it down. If the story was better and the gameplay got improved properly, that could also have been dragged up to like 10 if it was very good. Just saying. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. If you did, consider liking, subscribing, and sharing. You can also leave a comment in the comment section telling me your experience of the game. Did you enjoy it? Did you dislike it? Did I miss something? This is just my opinion, my view. I am not a fact giver. I don't know that this game is a 6 out of 10. It is how my experience of the game was. If you really like the game, can you tell me why in the comment section? Because I'm legitimately curious. Because I want to correct my answer and my view of the game. If you have some good points, I'm always looking to take feedback and to actually take a new look at a game if I really don't like it. Because I do love video games, and I don't like disliking games. This needs to be said because I played a lot of games recently. A lot of modern-ish games, actually, that kind of just don't make me feel happy playing them. So do let me know. Do let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree, and why exactly you agree and disagree. And what your experience of the game was. What would you rate the game? Do let me know. I'm always up for the suggestions and feedback and stuff. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Hope to see you in another one of my videos. And as always, stay awesome.